Gather round on Friday night. It's time for Streaming Matters, yo. With the Butcher and Aubyns, ready to start the show. They've got the hottest tech tips from gadgets to apps. Cody and Plex in the mix. They'll show you all the hacks. Unlock those hidden features. Save that extra dough. Cord cutting made easy now. Let that cable goes on Fridays. It's Streaming Matters, oh, with the Butcher and Aubyns show. They're dropping tech tips, gotta know. With Cody and Plex, your cash to blow. Oh, tune in. Get all the news that keeps you free, yeah. Oh, tune in. Cut those cords and let it be, yeah. Gotta protect your neck from the risk out there. Stay informed every week. Now you're aware. No more buffering nights, just pure clarity. On Fridays, it's the place to be. Tech advice for free. Drink up every mention. Raise a glass for Plex. The Butcher and Aubyns. They're the streaming tech vets. With tips to optimize every stream, they'll set you right. Buffer free nights, smooth as a New York flight. Learn the tricks of the trade. Save cash, keep it tight. On Fridays they're live, shining bright like city lights. Oh, tune in. Get all the news that keeps you free, yeah.
And we are live. Welcome. We got our panel here. Aubyns will be here shortly. He had to run and go see his cousin before the show. So thoughts out to Aubyns. Drive safe. So we're going to have the panel today. How is everybody? Eddie, Roger, and Dub Beach. How are you guys doing?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Another great song from our producer, Dub Beach.
I mean, what's funny is, I really like that song, so I didn't trim it short. That's why there's like an 8-second black screen before the countdown starts, because I didn't want to trim it. I like that one.
It was good. You can understand all the words. You know, the whole thing about no buffering. You know, we talk about a lot of ways of helping your buffering situations. A lot of times people don't listen to us, but we're here to give you information. We're here to help you. So, hey guys, much love to you, Michael. Thank you all for joining us again. If you've not watched the show before, we try to talk about the things that you're not going to hear talked about on a lot of YouTube channels due to YouTube and their striking system and trying to strike videos. So we try to dance around a lot of topics to help you to stream better, to help you to get better quality and save some money, because with the inflation like it is right now, everybody needs to save some money, because I just bought groceries today and it's like it is something else. So Trevor says Beach, he needs someone to create a pirate song for him.
I'm typing a response on. I'm typing something to you right now.
Oh, our lady Nook. Oh, Nookie, what's up? See, she should come on the show too. She should come on here and hang out with us. So, we'd actually have a woman on here because Blue won't come on.
She's already started drinking wine, as we know. Earlier, we were talking, so
Well, yeah.
Show short.
There's
Yeah.
no sobriety test for this show, is there?
No.
Okay, good.
There's not. No, get your drinks ready and have a good time because we're actually. I plan on copping a buzz here soon, but I got to at least get through the first half of the show because I talk too much during this half. The second half, I can smoke some pot and while you guys are talking. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of topics. The second half of the show and the second hour of the show will be Player Pass, and that is when we're going to review Eddie's movie, which was Bob Marley One Love. Am I correct there? The name of that one?
Yep.
The Bob Marley story. So we'll be talking about that. Hey, DJ's over here even. He's hanging with us. Great. So we'll talk about that in the second hour. So the first hour is going to be streaming stuff, topics like that. And then the second hour, we will go into Player Pass, talk about movies. We'll talk about that movie in particular. And then roll into talking about TV shows and other movies that you may want to check out. So stay tuned for that part. I enjoy. We just combined the two shows together. It used to be two separate shows. Now it's just one show, and we do it. Hey, how are you? Let's see. Retired. Okay, so I started my vacation today. The rest of you have been living your vacation because you guys are all retired. So I started my vacation today. Was my first day of vacation. So yeah, think about it. I am the only guy on the panel that actually goes to work, even when Aubyns here.
Yeah.
The rest of you guys are off.
Well, Andrew,
yes, 100%. Andrew does work. So.
Yeah, but Dad, your day will come.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that I'm paying into the system, Eddie, so you can keep getting a check. So the first topic we're going to talk about is a little bit about Vision Flicks. Let me see if I can share this, and I'll just FlixVision. I don't know why I want to call it the opposite way.
Backwards.
Yeah, Vision Flicks. Hold on a second. Let me try to share my screen here. There we go. All right. So again, you guys know that I'm a Kodi guy. I am a Kodi guy through and through. I prefer it over any other platform on streaming. But I will say that I've been messing around with this FlixVision for a couple months use Kodi most of the time, but I'll roll back to this one to test it out and see how this is. And I have to say, this is probably one of the more well put together APKs, and it is easy to sort out. Let me see if I can. Come here. How do I go to the next screen here? There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is the interface, and it kind of reminds me of that Cinema HD or BT.
Yeah, they're all the APKs formats and layouts are very similar.
Yeah, and they may even be taking it from the same template. Don't really know. Because most of us don't really stay on top of the APKs. If Donald Denice, if he's over there, the URL guy, I know that he's chasing down APKs all the time. But this is really well put together. I don't know if any of you guys on the panel, have any of you guys used this or tested it, played around?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I tested. My results with it were hit and miss. On some of it. So I used to use the Cinema HD and BTV, all those back in the day, because it was just primarily it was just because my friends who couldn't figure out Kodi for the umpteenth millionth time of showing them how to do it. Then it was like, here's an APK. Click on movie. Want to watch a movie? You click movies.
Yeah.
You want to watch a TV show? Click on TV shows. So yes, back in the day, I'd play around with those. Like I said, BTV, Cinema HD. I put those on there. I played around with FlixVision when I saw that update that they released. It's been about a month or so ago that the latest update was, and I put it on to play with it, and it was hit and miss for me.
Can you attach your Debrid to
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Debrid, premiumized all Debrid.
Oh, yeah.
any of those accounts, as well as tracked, as you can see in the picture here. You can add your tracked account to it. So that does, because I actually ran a test with a brand new movie that we had just dropped this week. If you guys are probably aware of that, that kind of a yellowish orangish movie that just dropped this week. So I ran a test without Debrid and got like 9 or 10 results. And well, I actually got more than that. It was the direct links, which is their direct links, and then it had some embedded links, which they played too. But it gave me probably total 20, 23, 25 links. No Debrid, no nothing, just free links, and they played. They did well. Then I went in and added my Debrid information to it, and it tripled, quadrupled the results. If I've had to guess, I mean, it was like one was 90 and one was 50 results, because it'll give Debrid and then free links kind of thing. But once you add, it was weird because it gives you like the free links that it gave me on the initial were less than it was when I added my Debrid. It added even more free links, which would be the like blue icon, and then the Debrid links. So it was weird that once I added my Debrid, I got more free links.
That's weird.
But I mean, to the end, it was probably what scraper that they're able to pull, because it's pulled from scrapers. So it's probably certain scrapers that Debrid needed, and it fell under the free. But bottom line is, it worked very well. Now, I have showed this to a couple of friends that, as Beach says, there's certain people that cannot wrap their head around Kodi.
Yep.
And they don't want to mess with it. They want, they just want to click and play. This does a really good job with click and play. And it even has where we can see it's got the K-drama, the Korean drama stuff. So Blue
is Blue
really
finding her stuff?
Oh, yeah. She was like, oh, you can see right here. You can see where she's tested. There's a couple of the voice and hierarchy. She has messed around with this, because this is off of my TV where we just I took a few pictures of it from my TV. But I would say it is a pretty decent setup, the way that it works. You will get some warnings. I'm going to go to the website. I'm going to cancel out of this, and I'm going to go to the web page. So hold on a second. Let me go there.
What's the quality on the free links tabs?
720. They did have some 1080 on some.
Okay.
But again, it all is depends on the release. Now, I was searching for a brand new movie that's on hundreds of servers. So if you tried, so I did look for a friend of mine when she was over here. I was showing it to her. We looked up the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory without Debrid got me episode 1, season 1, after the pilot, got me like 5 links. Right out of the gate. So, and again, that's a pretty popular show, but that's an old, that's years old. So it did a pretty good job with that. So this is the website, and I've got the URL down below. So you guys want to click the URL down below. It'll give you the thing, but you're going to get to it. You're going to get this warning. And a lot of these warnings come from the Google Play Store, and where they say, this could be a dangerous application, but just know you're going to get this kind of a warning, and then you can visit it if you decide to say, hey, I want to do it. If you have Play or Protect or Google Play, the Play and Protect plugin or feature that the Play Store has, you will have to disable it, because it's going to try to warn you about this, because it falls under that gray area that the Play Store now is adding more and more applications, and they'll say it's dangerous and it could be stealing your data. What data are they going to steal? I mean, I guess they could steal your Debrid information, but really the Debrid information, it's just that code that is only, it's a one-time code. So you're not even using your login. I could see if you actually logged in, like with your username and password, I could see that, but you're basically just getting a cookie and allowing it with that one-time use code. But again, Play Store is going to give you these warnings. It's going to try to give you, doomsday kind of thing. Watch out. So this is the website. You can see current version right now, 2.9.0R. The only issue I had with it, I will say, and I think they fixed it. When I first was messing with it, it had an intro sound that would play, and it was like all crackly. It almost sounded like it was all messed up sound. It was like weird sound, but it offers you in the settings to turn off the intro sound. So I just turned off the intro sound. But when I checked it just on Wednesday, when I installed it and messed around with it on the Onbox, the audio was fine on that intro. It's like, I mean, like it's a 5-second audio, but it does, if you have that sound issue, go into settings and turn off that intro sound. So, but it offers anime. It does say that it offers live TV, but it's got tens of thousands of channels, but they're not gonna be a lot of the channels that you may be looking for. That you're gonna have a hard time trying to find the ESPN, or I want to find Discovery. Those free
It's
M3
the Pluto channels.
Yeah, I think they have more than just Pluto channels. It
Yeah,
does seem like they have, but they have a lot of internationals. But I think they find a M3U that they've plugged in. So the quality is going to be hit and miss, and it's also going to be the channel that you may be looking for may not be on there, and it is a lot of channels. So it's there as live, but I wouldn't use it for live.
Who's wrestling tinfoil?
It ain't me.
Me. It's me.
Eddie is always up to something. So, but we got some codes here, guys. You can go in there and check out some of the different codes. Can be on your phone. You can put it on tablets, all those kind of things like that. But I just thought I would mention it because I have been using it on and off for a couple months, and I have found it to work pretty well. And if you add your Debrid or your Premium Eyes, you will find it is easy. And I do like the integration with Tract because I can't live without Tract because I got too many TVs and too many devices. I like to be able to keep all of my stuff synced together. So here you got a tab in here talking about how to disable the Play Protect. And this is just a protection feature that Google adds in there to keep gray area applications off of devices if they're able to. So yeah, this is if you're a person that likes to check out different things and you're wanting something a little bit simpler, this is definitely an option for you to check out. And especially if you got a Debrid account, it is brilliant. But you will get some free links. It will work decently. So all right. And any else things that you can think of, Dave, that when you were using it?
No, like I said, it's just I always like to, just because some of my friends are, it's useless. So I mean, even with Flex, I've got issues with them using it. So there's just certain people that shouldn't be involved with tech stuff.
Yeah, there's people that are never going to understand Cody's layout. Just never going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just another option. And again, the reason I brought this up is it's just another option for people. I thought on my experience, me using it, I'm like, this is a good option. And like I said, Blue, once she started, she said, ooh, K-dramas are in there. And I like the way that when you go to some of the channels now, people says, oh, it's got Disney Plus. Yes, no. It has a Disney Plus tab, but basically it's just the shows that are on Disney. When you click it, you're not watching Disney Plus on there. It's just the shows that are linked to Disney or Paramount.
And it's always good to have a backup. Now, as we all know with these APKs, as they start getting more and more popular, they just become a bigger and bigger target. Because these APKs are like old Kodi add-ons. Works great for a few months, and then poof, it just disappears. It's gone.
Or it comes back with a new name, or the same name.
Somebody will fork it. That's just the same thing that used to happen with Kodi add-ons years ago. When something would die, somebody would fork it, give it a new name, and it will live on. The same's happened. But it's always good to have a backup I'm all about having backups.
Well, to me, the one thing that I wonder about in a lot of APKs are subscription based. And I don't mean your Debrid subscription, but you have to pay
Yeah.
for a subscription. I think of Sinclair
Mhm.
or Weed or some of those other ones that you got to pay, which is not a lot, but you got to pay for the app to be able to unlock it to have all the features. Or you're stuck with ads. I've yet to see any ads in this. I've not seen any ads where some APKs you're going to be stuck with an ad. Like BTV, I think, shoves those ads at you a lot. So no
Wonder how they're
ads.
making money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, you know how this is. It's
Yeah.
the drug dealer analogy that we
Right.
use a lot. You get it for free for a little while, and then once everybody's hooked, then you add the ads or your premium. But it's got an FAQ down here. Is it free? Yes, it's free, and all that stuff. So, it's just an option for you guys. So if you want to check it out, I'm not sure. Did anybody over in the side chat? Did everybody else say that they had checked out? Look, Cosmics had jumped in there. Woo! What's up, my man?
You missed God, I seen somebody roll in on Blamo's in there too, actually. You missed
Oh,
him.
Blamo, nice. Hey, Blamo, see Jim's hanging in there. So yep. So awesome to see everybody hanging with us today. I don't know, my looks like my chat is way behind. So, all right, let's roll on to our next topic. Let's see. Paramount Plus is raising the prices. Surprise! They raised it last year, and then again we're getting it this year. And wasn't the Olympics are coming to Paramount Plus?
No,
Well,
they
that
would
would be
on
NBC.
Yeah.
Peacock.
I was trying to remember because one of the apps we have that's going to have the Olympics is going up in price.
Right. Now, here's we were talking about that the other week. Kind of off subject here, but I do remember. I want to say on the last Olympics, I put the Peacock app on my Shield. Was able to watch the events as we were live. So I was playing around the other day, and I went to download Peacock. Well, there is no free version anymore. You have to pay. It's $5.99 a month with ads.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw you. I like watching the Olympics. I will watch on my other TV channel.
Our other options.
And I read that NBC is bringing back an AI beloved sports commentator for the Olympics this year. And I was thinking, who could it be? It's got to be Howard Cosell, doesn't it?
It has to be.
I can't think
Or Jim McKay.
Could be Jim McKay, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it had to be Howard Cosell though, because that was Howard Cosell. He was ABC though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so was Jim McKay.
Because he was, ABC. Because you think of the Wild World of Sports. Remember the
Yeah,
agony of defeat.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, I love that. The guy going down on the skis sideways. I didn't realize they were gonna do. Last Olympics, Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart. They did a special every day when the Olympics were on. That was actually pretty funny. They would have some funny bits where they would find some sport and make jokes and crack things, and I'm sure they'll do it again this year. We'll see. But
yeah, well, I know for sure Snoop is going to be there because I was watching some of the track qualifications, track and field qualifications, and he was at the track. So yeah, he's going to be in Paris. Yeah.
So let me see. Yeah, there is Blamo. What's up, Blamo? What's up? Great to see. When we were talking about Cody add-ons, I'd love to see the people over here in the side chat are from our people that created so much stuff and gave us the ability to watch content. It's always great to have those people watching our side chat over there. But again, if you've got Paramount Plus, just be prepared that the price is going up. It's either going to go up $1 or $2, depending on your package. The top package that has Showtime on it will go up $1. If you have the Paramount Plus, which is probably the ad-based one, I'm guessing, it's going to go up $2, so it's going to be $7.99. And this, we've talked about this every week. This is not stopping. The prices on these services are going to go up because very few of them are profitable. So they're having to increase the price to try to break even on their to be able to the money that they're making. So if you're paying from any of those services, just be prepared that price is going to constantly go up. Saw Al Michaels is the AI voice that's going to be used in the Olympics.
Oh, okay. That could be too.
Wasn't he like a football guy more
Yep,
yeah.
forever.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's not dead. He does Thursday Night Football on Amazon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He left AT, then he went to NBC, so he was at NBC.
Yeah, that wouldn't make much sense for him to be AI because they said they're bringing back.
Santiago. All right, so hold on a second, guys. So he was saying he won't let him download it. Again, it depends on if you're doing it on a computer, if you're doing it on a Shield or a Fire Stick, something like that. Well, maybe not the Fire Stick, probably the Shield, because that uses Google Play Protect. You're going to need to go through and turn off that protections because it's going to be a harmful app. So take a look into Santiago. Take a look at how you're downloaded. If it is on your computer, maybe your Windows Defender is blocking it. If you're on the Shield, it's probably the Google Play. Fire Stick really doesn't have any protections as long as you're downloading. I don't even know if they have a 64 32-bit versions. I don't know if it's 2 versions on that. Because if they do, Fire Stick is only 32-bit. So
yeah,
maybe that'll help you. I saw this week we've got Prime Day. Yep. Prime Day has been announced. So what are we talking? A couple weeks away. So that's going to be happening. Is anybody having? I know that Prime Day's gotten less and less exciting as we've moved forward. Is there any items that you guys are looking for Prime Day?
I know what I'm not going to buy. Roku Express. They would have to pay me $18 to take that piece of shit.
The what?
The Roku Express.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. This thing. Yeah. If you're watching my show, I can't believe you'd even have one of these because they're more locked down than Apple. I mean, it's for the stuff we do. Go ahead, Dave.
If you want to piss somebody off,
give them one.
Get it in one of the slowest streaming devices known to mankind. Get them a freaking Roku. And then you cannot do crap with it. It's why friends don't let friends have a Roku.
Yeah,
they have such a huge market share too.
Yeah, they
it's crazy how many of them there are out there in the wild.
Yep, there is. I mean, there's a lot of people, but again, it's a lockdown application. It's very locked down. None of all of us here on the panel don't like any lockdown apps or devices. It's locked down. There's very little you can do. I mean, like I said, it's more locked down than Apple. No. And
let me just tell you that if you see people say, you can put IPTV smarters on a Roku. Yes, you can, but not the smarters like we know. You use a lot of hoops,
which is already a piece of shit.
Well,
smarters is not bad. Smarters.
No, but the Roku version is El Crapo Supremo. My God, it is horrible. Don't. If you see YouTube said, "Oh, you can put IPTV on a Roku," I'm telling you right now, save yourself the aggravation. Don't do it.
Yeah. If you live in the U.S., go to the Walmart and buy a freaking OnBox.
Yeah. The OnBox in the States, if you get the cheaper one, which is what, $19, or the new one, which is $49, $50.
Yep.
And it's got 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage.
If you want to use DVR functions on your software, I say get the Pro. If you just want to If you just want to watch TV, get the $19 one.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a device works fine. I'm debating on when it comes. There's really nothing I've looked at. We actually ordered another Ring doorbell because we got one at one door and I wanted another one at the other door. So we ended up, and they were on sale this week. So I think that the price isn't going to be any cheaper come Prime Day. But we do kind of like those, and since I have some of the Amazon shows, I do like that because then I can, if somebody's at the back door, the camera pops up right there in my living room. I can see who's back there, and but some of those, all the Fire TV cubes, sticks, they'll all be on sale, of course. But I was just curious what other things that somebody might be looking for. I mean, I don't think I'd be getting a TV. Some of those tablets, I got that, wasn't it you, Beach, that suggested that Fire tablet? I got that last year.
Yeah, the Fire, Roger got one. I have a Fire Tablet 10, and I just got like a 1 terabyte micro SD card to shove into it. And I just put it, I mean, the only reason I have it here being in hurricane area, power goes out, I want to watch something. So boom, I got a bunch of movies and TV shows loaded on that 1 terabyte micro SD card, so I can sit there and watch movies or whatever whenever the power goes out. So
and the battery is pretty good on that.
Yes, I mean, the battery is very good on it.
And you can charge them from a battery bank. So
yes, yeah,
they last forever. I love mine. I love mine.
So I see DJ or who was it? Daryl asked, since he's in the UK, alternatives to an on box because you clearly can't get those in the UK.
I mean, just
DJ did mention the Chrome TV, which
Yeah,
I haven't
they're okay.
used one of those. I haven't used one of those, and remember they first came out, the HD, I think it was the one I got, or it might have been the 4K Chrome 4K, and they were all right. If I was trying to go low, I would probably get something. If I was just wanting to watch TV and I want something inexpensive,
Just the regular Fire Stick.
yeah, probably the 4K. I wouldn't get the regular Fire Stick. I would get the 4K.
Yeah.
The regular Fire Stick, I've set up the regular after I've set up a 4K, and there
It's
is
slow.
a difference.
Yeah, they're
It's
way
different.
slow.
I mean,
They're
the
way
Max is real good too. I mean, I've
Yep.
set up some Maxes. I'm like, holy man, it's
But those
pretty
are
snappy.
$50.
Yeah. The price. So again, it's just how much you're willing to pay. At what point everything is relative. It's so.
Now a regular Fire Stick will play IPTV software fine.
Yeah.
And it'll handle Kodi fine, really. Just don't be adding any widgets. Don't think you're going to add 7 widgets to it because it's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, it'll just slow everything down. You can load them on and just. I have messed with my setup, which has 10 widgets count between the two menus on my Shield. There's for the Shield, but I have put that on the Max, and it runs pretty good. The regular 4K, it's a little too slow. But so yeah, you're right. It's wanting to keep it down. The Redness says just stick on 80 repos on there. Put 80 repos and 150 add-ons and see how it runs.
Yeah.
So.
It worked great.
So yeah, I didn't know what else anybody was looking for Prime Day. I think we're pretty tapped out on anything. There's nothing that I think Blue or
I shouldn't buy any more crap.
Well, I'm still boycotting Amazon, so I will not buy
Yeah, they're definitely not hurting. They are not hurting on money. So, all right, that's that. Another topic we have here is Netflix is going to be removed from 42 different TV sets models. So, and basically it is a bunch of Sony TVs. So if you have an older Sony TV, Netflix app will stop working, or it will not be getting any updates moving forward. So if you use Sony, if you have a Sony TV and you're using the Netflix built-in, that's what's going to stop working. If you're using it on a Fire Stick, a Shield, or whatever, well, then you ain't got to worry about it because software is not running on the TV itself. Your TV is just a monitor. So if you're looking at that, there is, like I said, TVs released in 2014,
14.
and it's not this. It's the Bravio.
Bravada. Sony Bravada. Yeah,
Brava.
42 different models of that Bravada. So if you have Netflix and it's going to quit working, then the only other option is to get a Fire Stick or something so you can watch Netflix. And then if you're a regular viewer of this show, you shouldn't have Netflix anyway.
Don't have freaking Netflix. That's the best advice.
Yeah, shouldn't. Yeah, but most people shouldn't. But I mean, there's a lot of people that just have it because I've had it forever. But yeah, it's a lot of TVs. So basically, anything that's over that 10-year mark is going to fall prey to not having the ability to download the software that's needed that Netflix is wanting the app to have. So if you have one of those TVs and you're using the built-in, well, you're gonna have to find another option. Go with something else. Speaking of, we talk about AI music. We had AI at the beginning of the show. Every show from Beach making us some music. Music labels are suing the AI and suing
Suno and Udio. Suno and Udio.
Suing them because of them being able to play music that has the sound of some of their artists.
Yeah, they had to train those AIs on something, and they obviously trained it on music. So
right. Well, I'll give you a prime example. Yep. When I started messing around with Suno the first time, I was making a song for my little niece, grandnieces, great nieces, or whatever. They're like 2 years old. They love Taylor Swift. So I put in the thing, I typed in the lyrics, and then for the style of music, I typed in Taylor Swift. Boom. All right. Generated a song, sounded similar to her sign. But now if I go back and try that again, it will not do it. So when they first started hitting out, yeah, you could do that and make it sound like that artist. Now it's basically you have to pick different selections. Do you want to be pop rock, metal, bluegrass, country? I mean, there's so many variations of stuff. I mean, it's like goofing around. I put in like that choir, the church choir.
Oh yeah.
Then I did the ukulele one. I did one with a sitar. So, and now that they're coming out, that's why, as of today, there are 137 Streaming Matters intros with different songs.
We got way too many. Nobody else on the show.
I need an intervention.
Nobody else on the show's got it. This is going to be a real thing, and we will see more of this issue going forward. I think that this is going to be a serious thing, and music industry is going to be fighting tooth and nail with this AI music. Give it a few years, and it's going to be,
And
I think Roger said it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for friends, like I made for nieces. I've made them for birthday songs for friends and stuff, and it's funny. You can sit there. You want to make us a birthday song for your friend. Type in what you want us, what you know about them, whatever. Pick a style of music, and poof, you can send it to them on their phone.
True. And
they're fun apps.
I see Santiago asked the question about the Formula Z11. Now, Formula, it's an Android box, but this is one of those expensive Android boxes. And to be honest, I've never bought a Formula or a Buzz TV boxes. They are just too expensive. And to me, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to get something different. But I do know that Formula is a very popular amongst the people that use that device. I know in some of my Telegram rooms, there are some people that are Formula lovers. They love them to death. To me, if you take a look at the pricing, the price point is not. It's not where I would want it to be. I think Formula have a really, from what I understand, it has a really good UI for when you add in some playlists. So if you have a live TV service with some playlists, I think it has a good integration with that. So I can't speak to if it's better than a Shield. I don't know about that. I just know that I think they have a lot of models that have more storage than the Shield, and I think
Who
that they
cares
are.
about that?
Yeah, well, some people do. Some people are like, oh, I want to have, I need to have 60 gigs or 70
USB
gigs.
sticks freaking exist.
Yeah. But,
Yep. That's. I mean, for me on my Shield, I have a 5 terabyte hard drive hooked up to it, and then for using my DVR, I have all those going to an SMD because those IPTVs record in TS files. So, an hour TV show is going to be like 7 gigabytes almost.
Yeah. Those, if you're recording a live TV service, they are huge files.
The
Night,
formula,
DJ.
the formula is just as expensive as a Shield.
Yeah.
Some of them are more expensive than the Shield.
Yes.
I mean, some of their models, are pretty expensive. And again, I haven't looked at them been a couple years since I was really looking at them because I know some people were talking about them in one of my rooms, and it's like, hey, let me check that. I'm like, holy shit, hell no! You want to send me one free? I'll do a review for one, but I'm not buying one of those. So yeah. So something that's that's a very close to our hearts, and that is some NFL. And we saw that the NFL was hit with a $14 billion antitrust judgment. And this has to do with people in the Sunday ticket. So I will say this, don't be looking in your mailbox for your check if you've had the Sunday ticket, because this is going to be appealed. And so it's going to be a while. But basically, there is a antitrust class action suit against NFL, basically saying, hey, you monopolized with the Sunday ticket that someone only had one option, and it was a very high-priced option. And we even saw this with YouTube, which I see. So this is going against the NFL, and YouTube is still doing what they're doing. Because what was the NFL ticket last year, guys? You guys remember?
It was like $400.
$400.
Yeah.
Now
$400 plus the $79.
Right.
To get it per month, which I guess that's what it still is.
For YouTube TV, yeah.
Yeah, for YouTube TV, because you had to have YouTube TV.
Right. Now, one of the things I found interesting, because I posted the article about this. If you go to the first one where the jury was deliberating, that the thing that I found interesting is one of the things they use as in the lawsuit was there was a memo from the NFL that what they wanted to do was they were going to show the early games on Fox Sport 1's ESPN, ESPN2, TBS, TNT, NFL Network, and CBS Sports, and the late games on Fox Sports. So basically what they're going to do is do away with the direct TV. And they were also going to give the option of, say you lived in California, but you were a New Orleans Saints fan.
Yep. What
you could do for $70, for the whole season, you could just buy that one team's game for $70 for the whole season. Now, it was proposed to the NFL, but they declined that to opt to go to YouTube TV so they could gouge everybody and make more money. So that's basically, if you had DirecTV from February, I think from 2011 up until the last season, then yeah, you bought Sunday ticket, you can be involved in this and whenever it worked out. But I mean, right now, the way it stands, that if they come to the judgment they have now, that each and every individual NFL team will have to pay $449 million in fines.
Yep.
And then each person that bought the Sunday ticket from DirecTV in this class action suit will each get $7.42.
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus, $7.
I made that number up, but
Yeah, we're problem.
The,
Well,
the attorneys always take the lion's share of the money.
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah. So yeah, well, it's just, and we're gonna see. I'm wondering because, all right, so the next shoe to drop on this, guys, is that ESPN app that's coming out. Because remember, we've talked about that. So that ESPN app is going to have your Fox Sports, and it's going to have, and they're talking about the NFL is going to be tied into that app too, where you're able to watch all the games, and that's through ESPN. So I'm wondering how that's trying to work out, because remember the NFL had a fit about ESPN talking about, hey, we're releasing and we're teamed up with all these other networks to release this sports service. And NFL's like, whoa, we didn't know nothing about this. And that's going to be our content that you're broadcasting on there. So I don't think we've seen the last of the NFL in court on this kind of stuff, because I think the NFL is after ESPN on this. So how that'll all play out, who knows? But if you're a person that's paid for the Sunday ticket, and if you are, bless your heart, expect maybe in a couple years you'll get some money back from them. But if there was only another way to watch all the NFL games,
Yeah,
I guess I'll just have to rub a genie bottle.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
That would be something.
especially if you can watch like 7 or 8 of them at the same time.
If only.
Yeah.
If
If
only.
only.
So, hey, we got this thing here, which none of us have a Quest 3. And I think Aubyns had posted this. And it reminds me that Netflix is a little bit behind the times on this situation, because they added Netflix to it, because we've been watching movies on the Quest 2 for years. But if you have a Quest 3, and if you so choose, you can get Netflix and install it and watch it through the browser and watch it in 1080. So it's kind of a neat feature. We all use big screen, and big screen to us it's a free app. Plus it is just it's so much more polished than most of these other apps. So
plus we get the advantages getting with the big screen.
Friends.
You can get in there, sit there with friends.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think this Netflix is a solo person.
Yep.
Thing.
Yeah. There's some other, like that movie deck for Plex. There are other apps on
Prime Video.
VR, Skybox, and movie deck for Plex, but they are also just a solo viewer. You can't invite anybody in. Where
What's the
big
point of
screen
that?
is free and you can. So. But I wouldn't be surprised, since big screen's been in beta for 20 years now.
Well, they just do that so they don't have to fix things if they don't want to fix things, because they can be like,
Right.
"Well, we're beta." Sorry. So I think it's just an excuse that they use. But I thought when I saw this, I'm like, "Hey, I think this is the main screen when we go into big screen. Just looks just like that."
Pretty close.
Like the living room, where you're in the living room and you got a fireplace over there and the big screen like that. But I will say that when you're on these devices in blue, once she got the Oculus and watching movies and stuff in there, it's definitely different. Quality is not 4K, but the whole feel of being able to watch it and the screen being as big as a theater is really, and for us it's when we get to joining your friends who are spread out all over the world. We have people, you think about it, on different nights. You got Australia, you'll have some from the UK, the US, Canada, people, and they're all in the same room, chatting, talking, cutting up, watching whatever movie or
UFC
sporting event.
Event. Yep.
So, and watching multiples, because I love multiple screens. Hey, if short attention span, hey, it's never dull in there. Speaking of UFC, UFC 303 is on this weekend with no Conor McGregor, which I think most of us called that.
Surprise.
We all called that months ago. That said that Conor would never fight, and now he's got a broke toe.
Well, if you believe Connor, he's got a broke toe. If you listen to Chael Sonnen, he's in drug rehab. So.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually talking to some guys at work, and they said, "Well, you think Conor will come out to be another fight?" I said, "Conor will never fight in the UFC again."
Why would you if you have that much money?
Yeah, there's no reason to.
If you, the people that say he shouldn't fight have never been hit in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, in the training you have to do, in the lead up, it's not, you can't just say, well, I'm gonna show up next week to this and just do it. No, there is months and months of training and preparing, because if you don't, you're getting wiped on the floor. You're just wiped out in its seconds. And then how embarrassed are you? I think about the last fight we saw when Conor, when he got his. Did he give up with a broke foot, or was he choked out? I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it? Was it?
I thought it was a broke leg.
Yeah, the last time he fought was a broke leg.
And it was and he's just sitting there on the floor, and boom, done. So, I don't see him fighting again. But I will say, after looking this card, they did grab Alex Pereira and how do you say How do I say ponytail head?
Yuri. I just call him Yuri.
Yuri. Man bun. So they'll be fighting. And they fought the last time. Now, I believe the last time they fought, it was a pretty good fight.
Yep. It was a good fight.
Yeah, so I think that with them bringing it in here, I think that that's going to be an exciting fight to watch. That's Ortega and Lopez. That's going to be a good fight. And I saw that Lopez actually... They went up in weight class, I think, today.
Yeah, Brian missed weight. Or couldn't make 145. So,
not that it really matters because they're not fighting for a belt.
Yeah.
But I guess both of them, the whole thing's going to go up in weight. I guess because Diego has enough time to not have to lose the weight.
He weighed in at 155 as well today. So.
Okay. So, Anthony Smith, always fun to watch.
Yep.
Always fun to watch. Michael Page. I didn't really. Ian Gary. I'm trying to remember.
He's the one that they give all the shit about being a cuckold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he rings a bell. So we're looking at a lot of I think a good set of cards, a good card for this Saturday night. And this is going to start, I think 6 o'clock is early prelims. Prelims 8, and then your main card at 10.
That'll be a good fight. Michelle Watterson and Jillian Robertson.
Yeah. Look at Andre still fighting.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
I mean, he's been fighting forever. I mean, I swear to you,
he's competitive. I mean, he doesn't win all the time, but sometimes he does.
Yeah. Remember, wasn't he a pride fighter way back in the day?
Yeah.
Because he had his mouth guard looked like fangs.
He was in Affliction, Donald Trump's UFC or MMA competition. Well, it only put on 2 events, but Trump did own Affliction at that time.
Oh. So yeah, it's so definitely I'll be tuned into that to be enjoying the fights. And I don't know, because usually Aubyns looking up all the other sporting events. I don't know, is there bare knuckles this weekend or tonight?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I can look.
Yeah, there was. I looked. I didn't see anything major.
All right.
Yeah, okay. There wasn't anything on tonight that struck me.
I'm sure there's some wrestling.
Oh,
that's every weekend. That's some wrestling pay-per-view will be on AEW, or somebody will be.
Somebody wrote a script somewhere.
Yeah. There, Jim says AEW. I know Jim's a big wrestling fan, so that's going to be on Sunday. So. All right. Let's. I don't see any other questions on the streaming topics, and we can roll over to the player pass section of the show. We'll wait, or I guess we can. We'll wait. We'll wait that 5 minutes because in case Andrew's going to show up. I don't want him to. Willa says the slap fights are tonight. Yeah, I do think I saw that on Twitter.
I did see that Paige Van Zant is joining the slap league or whatever you call it.
Is it the one, Dana's or the other one?
Dana's. So do they slap asses? The girls, is that what they do? Slap asses? I'm not sure.
Oh man, that would. How many of us would be like, I'll do it.
Well, put it this way, that'd be no worse than you making me stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning one night watching those damn pillow fights.
I just seen something about
God.
pillow fights too. What did I see? I can't remember. I think they might be getting a new TV deal. Actually, the Pillow Fight League.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, you at least can say
fun.
you've seen it.
It was fun.
You can say I've watched that because until you watch, you're like, what the hell? I'm watching this.
I liked it a lot more than slap fights.
Yeah. Well, the slap fights, the one I think that slap fight 8. This is going to be not the Dana White version. This is the original slap fights that they have the actual barrel. Remember, it's like a barrel that they lean against. It's definitely not as polished looking, but I enjoy the non-polished ones. I love that. Just like when we watch redneck fighting, redneck boxing is just it's more fun to watch. It's just fun to watch and laughs. And
I would much rather watch a redneck brawl than than most boxing matches nowadays.
Oh yeah, definitely. Boxing is just, too slow for me. I mean, when we watch our redneck boxing, that's not boxing. It is boxing, but it's completely different than your professional boxing. And we have a great time when we're watching it. It is fun. Thank you, Willa. So all right. Let's see if I have any other questions that I saw.
Andrew's dealing with some stuff, so he won't be around.
Okay.
He gave me his review.
Oh, okay. So he won't be on. All right.
No.
So what I'll do, we'll go ahead and throw us over into the second half of our show, which is the Player Pass, which we're going to review Eddie's movie, Bob Marley, One Love, man. We're going to watch that. So let's go ahead and throw their intro for the.
We're going to spin the wheel.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, good call, Ed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, the medication is working.
All right. Okay. Let's see. So, the movie choices this week are we got If.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Andrew has Movie Pass, Player Pass. Movie Pass, Movie Crack. Aubyns has that Gorilla X Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Dabs has If. Eddie has The Greatest Game Ever Played. Roger has The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And I have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
All right. So let's see what we got to watch for next week. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's see what we got to watch next week.
It's going to be If.
Looks like it.
If.
That's the one about the imaginary friend, right?
Yes.
With Ryan Reynolds?
Where's the...
Yeah.
All right. So let me... I'll pull that up real quick. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So, come on. Add things go away. Leave me alone. So this is the movie to watch for next week. Ryan Reynolds and a slew of voice actors that you guys will recognize. There's a lot of names that we know that are voice for.
Is that
some
the
of
little
characters.
girl from The Walking Dead? I think it is.
Her?
Yeah, I think that's oh God.
Oh, the little girl. Yeah, she is. Walking Dead.
Okay. Yeah. Julia, I think, or Judith. Judith
You're right.
is her name.
Judith. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I didn't even. I've watched If, and I didn't even catch that. So, but yeah, lots of voices in that.
Lou Gossett Jr.'s in there.
Yep.
That might be one of his last, huh?
Might have been. So, well, we got that to watch next week. So, let's go ahead and throw our intro to the player pass section of the show. And here we go with the old Bob Marley One Love. We've got that is our pick for the week. So let's you guys over in the side check, you guys have been in the show, watched the show before, so throw your comments as we're talking about it, because we want to hear what your thoughts about the movie, high points, low points, as we cover it for us. So who wants to be first with Bob Marley?
Well, I can go. I enjoyed this movie. It was shot well. The music was great. It had some omissions in the music, which kind of surprised me. Like we only really had just the melody of "No Woman, No Cry,"
Right.
and there was absolutely no reference to Buffalo Soldiers in it, which was really weird to me, especially since they were talking about Africa so much. But in my point of view, it was a good movie that should have started 10 years before it did. Because they started when Bob was already famous. I would have much rather seen Bob growing up other than through the limited flashbacks that we were given, which were confusing at first. Because at first I didn't even realize they were flashbacks until about the second or third one. And maybe I'm just slow or I was really high. I don't know. But I really, honestly, about the second time, I was like, "Wait a minute, are they flashing back?" And they were flashing back. So I would have liked to have known more about Bob when he was a kid, a lot more about like Dave and I were. I don't want to say it because it's Dave's point, so I'll leave that for Dave. But I would have liked to know more about Bob when he was young. And last night when we were watching it. I knew we had like 15 minutes left in the movie, and he was still in Paris doing concerts. He had just found out that he had cancer. I was like, how in the hell do they wrap this up in 15 minutes? Because I know that he had cancer he lived with cancer for several years and performed for several years with cancer. And, they just killed it and then did the American Graffiti ending where they just put up pictures and did some explanations of what was happening. So I think they could. I think this is one movie that could have been 20 or 30 minutes longer, and I wouldn't have had any issues with it being a little longer than it was. That kid did a great job of playing Bob, I thought.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the costumes were really good. The sets were easy, but they were good. You didn't ever see anything that looked really out of place. Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. That's about all I have for it. So.
Beach, you want to go next, or do you want me to go, or do you want to read?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm looking something up. I just
okay. I'm not a big reggae fan. To be honest, it's just not my genre of music. It's like jazz and reggae. I mean, I understand some people like it. It's just not my thing. It's not in any of my playlists. This does have a lot of songs that you're going to be like, oh, I know that song. Oh, I've heard that song. So there's a lot of songs that you're going to recognize and you're going to be like, I like that song. Don't Worry. I was like all kinds of things that were songs that was like, those were iconic songs. I did enjoy it. I can't say that it had me, it didn't, because it's not a subject matter that I care a lot about. I was passively watching it, so I was kind of like, if I had not had to watch it, I wouldn't have watched it. I did think that the acting was good. I thought the guy that played Bob Marley did a beautiful job on it. I think that Bob Marley, Bob Marley's, I don't want to say his wife,
Rita.
So I thought she did a fabulous job in this film. I thought she did a really good job with that. But I didn't realize that the history and how pivotal he was for Jamaica. And I didn't realize that how important he was to Jamaica. I knew that he was important, but I didn't know why. So this was a little bit of a biography history lesson for me, which wasn't bad. I don't mind those kind of things. So it was I thought that was okay. You have to have the subtitles on for this, and it's not just because Dab is not good with languages. The words that they're using. I mean, if I wasn't reading subtitles, there was no way I didn't know what the hell they were saying. But I enjoyed it. I think they smoked at least 3 truckloads of pot during this movie. The only thing that one part when he's in the car with the kids driving and he's smoking the joint driving down the road. And I'm like, that's against the law. You're drinking, you're smoking and driving. But
Not
this was
Jamaica, though.
Yeah, maybe not Jamaica and the 70s. You got to think this was back in the 70s.
He's a Rastafari. That's their sacrament. They're allowed to have it.
And they don't call it pot, they call it ganja.
Yeah, it's ganja. Yeah.
Ganja, yeah. Well, so it was a good film. And if you're a person that really is a music lover, and like I said, I know Eddie is a music lover, and I can see why he would really gravitate towards this. It was interesting about how I did kind of get choked up at the very, very end when they showed, like Roger was saying, when they pulled together those snapshots to wrap up his life, and he had the two politicians on stage. He kind of brought their hands together and he was doing like a little prayer. It looked like
Manly and Thiago.
Yeah, I thought that, and I didn't realize how many parts of his song was biblically inspired.
Yeah.
How many songs, like when he was using some of those songs, very biblically strong messages in a lot of his songs. So I thought that was interesting because I never listened to a lot of that music. I've heard it, but just never paid attention. And then when I'm seeing the words, I was like, oh, okay, I see where you're kind of getting that. So, but not a bad movie, and especially if you're a person that's into music or into documentary-ish, because it had that feel of a documentary. It had, and with Roger's point about the flashbacks, it did take a few minutes to kind of catch of like they flash him back, or is that his son, or how that all played out. But not a bad movie. Not a bad movie.
All right. Before Eddie gives his blown review. All right. Okay. The actors. Well, okay. Let me start with Andrews. Let me read Andrews because I have Andrews review. Andrews says the actors who played Bob and Rita Marley were great, but the script just wasn't the best way to tell his story, in Andrew's opinion. He thought it would have been better as a docu-series, So, it's okay. Now, to expand on what Andrew said, totally agree. The actors played Bob and Rita. I'll say all the actors. I don't think there was a bad actor in the movie. They were all good actors. The script was dog crap, because that's what I was looking up real quick, because I was like, is this like a first-time script writer, somebody, a screenplay writer? So I looked up, there are 4 people who were involved in the screenplay. So I think that's a prime example of too many chefs in the kitchen, because the script totally sucked. Totally sucked. There were some good aspects of it, but like Roger said, why just start it with 1976? So it starts in 76. He's dead in 81. So there were so many aspects. I mean, when I was watching this, I wanted to see, like in Ray, when they showed a young Ray Charles, he goes to the little honky tonk and the guys in there playing the piano. Where did Bob get his love for music? Where did that come from? You never get to see any of that. Yeah, the first time you see him really is in the recording studio with the band. So he's born, You know, they move out of the country with his parents, and then next thing you know, he's about 14 and he's in a recording studio. So it's just the script was total dog shit.
I'll ask a question before Eddie goes in here. The scene here where the fire and
Oh yes,
the guy. I mean, relevance to this? I know that
I
there's
have
something
no
about the
idea.
ring. What was the relevance of the fire and then was it his dad that came up on the horse?
No.
Was that
No,
somebody
because that was
else?
a black guy.
Well,
His dad's a white
yeah.
guy.
I mean, that's
No.
why I was confused because at first his dad in the picture had that,
horse.
you know, kind of a grayish or a brown jacket. So I'm thinking, oh, is this supposed to be his dad? So, I mean, do we have any relevance of what that was supposed to represent?
Okay, my interpretation of that scene is when the horse comes out with the guy on the horse, and then he takes Bob Marley and he puts him on the horse. That was Haile Selassie. He's representing Haile Selassie because he's Rastafarian. So Haile Selassie takes him away at the end of the film.
All right, back to ignorance here. Halasi Hasi is who?
Haile
Is
Selassie.
that Jesus or?
No, he was the president of Ethiopia. Because Rastafarians always said that Haile Selassie was God for them. So when you see at the end, you see this scene a couple of times during the movie.
Yeah.
But at the end, you see him come up, and then he takes Bob Marley and he puts him on the back of the horse and he rides away. So in other words, that is Haile Selassie because that was his God. So he's going away with Haile Selassie.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was confusing.
That went
and I
right
did think
over my head.
Yeah, I thought they were burning sugar cane too. That was another.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah.
They did a very poor job of explaining that if that's what they were trying to convey with that scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Once again, hence my comment of the script is dog shit.
So, all right, go ahead, Eddie. You go ahead.
Okay, for me, this is one of the first genders of music that I got into when I was a kid. Well, it wasn't exactly reggae. It was ska. Well, ska, reggae is derived from ska. Ska is a Jamaican, like I don't know if you know, like Jimmy Cliff, Toots and Maytal, Bunny Wailer. These are all people that started off in ska. And then Bob Marley derived it from there and made it into reggae. But what I really liked about this movie is because I think I've seen a lot of interviews between Ziggy Marley, which is Bob Marley's son, and the actor. They were giving like previews of this movie and how he had to study how to talk like a Rastafarian. Because if you listen to him when he really talks, he has a broad English accent. But Rita Marley is like, I didn't know that they had a riff. He had a riff. Well, it didn't really go well with his wife, Rita, but they show part of it in this movie that they have a riff between the two of them.
Well, yeah, because she's raising up other people's babies.
Yes, you know. But all in all, this movie, there's one phrase in this movie that really hit me when he said, the messenger becomes a message. In other words, he's trying to send out the message, but really he is the message. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That really got to me. But the music, I loved it. It could have been taken, like, as Roger said, a little bit earlier. But for me, I think this movie was great. I've seen a lot of the documentaries on Bob Marley. And I think this is, even though this is a movie, not a documentary, mm-hmm. I really like this better than the documentaries. And even when at the end, when the guy comes in to try to kill Bob Marley, and he forgives him.
Yeah.
You know, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the movie's like an hour and 36 minutes long.
Yeah. Not long.
Okay. So you want to tell the story of, okay, figure out an hour and 36 minutes, the footage, the minutes they spent showing them running, the minutes they spent showing them playing footy, you know, where they could have actually, you know, spent that time on something decent, like, you know, telling a freaking story, you know. So it's just, oh my God, the script is just freaking horrible.
Yeah, and when I was looking, I see that this had like when untracked, I think it had like a 6.8 or 6.5, and
A
there
lot
was
of that's the music, I think.
yeah, but then there was some documentaries of Bob Marley because I had done a search, so I saw it on the list, and there was like some of those documentaries were like 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe I should be watching one of those documentaries and not this. But I the music was good. I enjoyed it, and it really made me want to, because when it did say that Exodus was considered one
It's one of my
of
top
the
10 favorite albums of all time.
yeah, I've actually thought, I was like, well, I need to download that.
It's a great album. Every song on it is a banger.
Yes.
So yeah, it did make me have to say, well, maybe I need to grab that album, because that is, reggae is not one of the genres on any of my music, so I wouldn't mind having a few songs.
I lived in Southwest Florida for 25 years, and you can't go 2 blocks without hearing reggae music. You're gonna, I mean, it's just a part of life down there. They play island music, you know. So.
Yeah. So okay, look at, we're missing Aubyns on there, and so, you know, look at,
he liked it. Just like every other fucking movie, he liked it.
Yeah, if Aubyns says he doesn't like a movie, you know,
it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, so yeah,
I know. But he did like it. I watched it with him last night. He enjoyed it.
Blue,
like I said, you know, this is one of my first genres of music that I got into, because my father used to play military music, and you know, How Much Is the Doggy in the Window and all that. Man, when I heard ska, man, that took me away. Then I got into reggae.
Eddie, do you like early No Doubt?
Early what?
No Doubt, the band No Doubt, because they were completely ska. Their first album, 2 albums.
Yeah, well, Desmond Decker. You ever heard of Desmond Decker?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Well, he was started off as, he's one of my main artists when I was a kid. But he was ska.
The Israelites.
Yeah.
See, I know my genre.
Yeah, you know your music. Now, Dave, you were in bands, so so you definitely have a bigger music.
I like to dip my toe. I mean, I can handle reggae for a while, you know, a few songs. Well, put it this way, I can handle any genre for a few songs, and you know, I like to mix it up. I mean, it's like if somebody looked at like when I go on a road trip to West Virginia, and I still have my old iPod that has like a 4,500 song playlist in there, and people would look at it and go, "What the hell?" You know, the mix of music that I have in there. Just I like to mix it up.
All right, so we got everybody in here already done.
We got that one done quick.
Yeah, we're gonna knock this mug out. So we're gonna go. This is a segment of the show. We're gonna give it a play or pass, and that's where we're going to be able to decide for the show. Are we giving it play or are we giving it a pass? So people that not paid attention to the show before, play would mean you would recommend this to your friends and family. Passes, you hope that this falls into one of those burning dumpster fires and goes away. So you guys over in the side chat, give us a play or a pass. And I see Beach was first one to my right. So what do you think?
Right. So Andrew gave it a pass. I reluctantly am giving it a soft play because I know I have one friend who enjoyed this movie. So
other than that, that's not Eddie.
No,
it was not Eddie.
Okay.
Another musician friend of mine.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So, see, Willow's over here gave it a pass for her.
Wow.
Roger, you give this a play or pass?
Well, because I'm a fan of his music, and Exodus really is one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time. And I think the music helped me a lot with this movie because it's a play for me, and it was just an okay movie, but it's a play.
Okay. All right. So a play for you. Eddie, you give this movie a play or a pass, my man?
Mine's a super play.
No, I knew it. I was like, that's gonna be
Oh yeah.
yeah. So play for you, and I reluctantly give it a play. It does have really good music, so I was thinking, is it a pass or is it a play? I was kind of tossed, but it does have enough music that makes it a play. And if you're a person that kind of likes that documentary-ish and because I'm not going to say that this is 100% historical, but at least you have an idea of where that person came from and the historical significance of it. It kind of I'm like, yeah, it does have a play just because of that significance. So I give it a play. Blamo, he gives it a play. And
Red gave it a play. Leon gave it a play, but he voted in Telegram.
I got
it was a play in Telegram room.
All right. So just let the Academy know that we gave this a play. So
what did Blue say?
Blue?
Yeah.
She didn't. She was at work when I watched it.
Okay.
And she got home. Excuse me, guys. There was 20 minutes left in the movie, and she says, "How much is left?" And I said, "It's almost over. It's like 20 minutes." She goes, "Okay, I'll stay up here since it's almost over." Again, that's not her music either, but but then she was singing to some of the songs near the end where a couple of songs were playing. She was actually singing along with those songs. So again, the music is great, and you can't knock that part of it. So
I've noticed that there's a lot of Bob Marley music in a lot of commercials these days.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never know. His estate might be letting him have the license cheap.
Yeah.
So, they're like, "Hey, how much we getting for that to put this in a Chevrolet commercial?" Sure. Send us the money. So, all right. So what we do here, folks, if you've not seen this before, we will talk about TV shows or some movies. We won't really review movies, or we won't talk about movies like If or Furioso or some of those that are movies that are on the list or something that's just dropped. We really won't talk about that. We will talk about older stuff that's not going to be on the wheel. It's fine to talk about that, or things that are on the outside edge that's never going to make it to the wheel. Or we'll talk about TV shows. So if you guys got some suggestions, let me know. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I want to ask you about is, because I suggested last week and I saw your comment in Streaming Matters. So I guess you like that, how music got free.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes.
That was really good. Let me see if that was a TV show.
And I mean, if you've not seen this yet, and if you are like us, or basically pirates,
yeah,
the
if
true name should be the true name of the series should be How Geeks Made Music Free, because that's basically what it's all about. So if you're a fan of Cody and piracy and all that, and you remember the old days of LimeWire, Napster, and everything, and if you have not seen this TV series, there's more to the geek side of it than there is to the actual music side of it. And you know what? Like I said, if you're a geek and you're a pirate, you will like this series.
Yep. And to me, the other thing that I really enjoyed about this series was when they talked about community, when you talk about the IRC channels and these release groups and all that, and those scene sites, because I was at one point I was on one of those scene sites. It was I think it was 20-second pre or 30-second pre that it had to be on the server within 30 seconds of it being hitting the internet. It had to be on the server or started going to the server way back when. And the library, when they're talking about, when they were saying, hey, you could go to that and it would have all the folders of all the different stuff and had everything. And it did. If you wanted something, you would just say, I want this, and you could request it. And within minutes, somebody would have it on the site. So that whole community made me think about Cody and Cody add-ons and stuff like that, about the guys that they were doing. Those guys, most of those guys were making nothing. They just did it for the hobby and the trying to beat somebody else. And we saw that with Cody. For how many years did we see that with, I want to beat so-and-so with a release and have this TV series on our server or on our in our add-on before somebody else does. So
thank God that's kind of died out.
Yeah. Nobody's there are some guys that are probably racing them out there trying to get, but for the most part now, nobody's really. But I'll say that when we were with Bob, and we had when we had the developer that we had, and he came up with a way of automating a whole series, and we were kind of like going tongue-in-cheek against a couple other add-ons that we're trying to upload that was like an all-in-one add-on, and we could upload like a whole series. It would just like pull all the data. It was all automated, and we could do it just like boom, 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 boom. And it was, hey, we beat them to getting this out there, or we did, and it was that community. You're wanting to help everybody to get it out there, but it was also kind of an ego boost that you would do to be able to get it out there first. And it reminded me of this. And I told Blue, I said, so when are we going to be on? When are we going to have our show? We're going to have a documentary at some point, like, how the internet broke Hollywood or something like that, because you think about the people that were the release groups and the how stuff gets around now. I mean, you guys know how quickly movies get released and they're everywhere. So I'm like, in another 10 or 15 years, we'll be able to watch and say, hey, I remember all that.
Yeah. So like I said, if you're a geek, I totally suggest you watch this movie.
Yeah, ditto.
Watch this series, because it's more about geeks than it is music.
There's only 2 episodes in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Short.
Just kind of gives you a rundown of how it happened, and like I said, I remember those IRC chat rooms. The Usenets. I remember back when Time Warner gave you a Usenet account way back when, and I remember fighting when we had the 56K. To download something, it would take like forever to download.
Try a 300 baud that took forever.
Oh yeah, no. 56K was the slowest I had, and when we had LimeWire or Kazaa or whatever it was, and you'd start downloading a movie and go to bed, get up the next morning, and maybe it's done, maybe it's not. Hopefully nobody tried to call where it would kick it off. And then you get the movie and you go to watch the movie, and it's not even the movie that it was supposed to be, because they would rename it, and it was
Rickrolled before it was Rickrolled.
Those were the days of aggravating. So,
but believe it or not, IRC is still around, and Usenet is still the place to get your shit.
Yeah, yes, you're right. Yeah, if you know what you're doing on that stuff, it's fast. I mean, it's as fast as you can get it. It's gonna come as fast as your internet's gonna allow it. So on TV shows, I'm still watching Evil, and I talked about that last week. We're still working on that and still enjoying it.
Everybody caught up on The Boys?
I haven't watched that yet. we've held off. The last season for us kind of let
Well,
us down.
this one's not going to pick you up.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, so we get see there's 6 episodes out. Well, no, 5 episodes because it's July 4th.
Yeah.
The 6th episode. We got 5 episodes. Yeah, we'll probably wait a little bit closer to the end.
Disappointing is how I would say.
I hate to hear that.
And The Bear, you were starting to talk about The Bear.
Oh, yes.
2023's outstanding comedy series, The Bear.
Yep.
How many times have you laughed this season?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay. You won't. Trust me. There's 0.
Oh, God. Well, see. All right. So this is the 3rd season of this, right? The 2nd season. Yeah, 3rd season it is. So the 1st season, brilliant. The 1st season was phenomenal.
Not a comedy, though.
No. The 2nd season was, it felt like it was all over the place. It felt like it was too many other places. And then I told Blue, I said, well, maybe they'll be back in the damn restaurant this time, because they finished the restaurant. So maybe it'll all happen in the restaurant instead of being all these other little stories. So,
I've only watched 4 episodes. And
okay.
I only got 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. It's not a freaking comedy. If they put it back into comedy consideration this year, they got some big balls because it is not a freaking comedy.
I would have thought it was a drama.
It's a drama. It's just a half-hour drama, and it doesn't really fit into dramas are an hour format generally. So they went with the comedy series, and they won the Emmy and took it away from deserving people, I think. But
I just found out that Slow Horses is coming out with season 4.
Oh, Slow Horses, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was the police one in.
It's their London, MI5. They're MI5 or something like that.
I see. Blammo mentioned the Dark Matter, and I know.
I watched the first episode.
Blue is now the Blue like this. She's watched this show. Yeah, it wasn't just not something that. It's not grabbed me. I haven't sat down and watched it. So
I will watch it. I'm gonna finish it. I just haven't done it yet. House of Dragon. House of Dragon.
There's only a couple of 2 or 3 of those out right now.
Far.
2 so far.
Yeah. So I haven't. And again, this is because Blue's Lord of the Rings and or not Lord of the Rings.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones fanatic, and she's kind of like, I'll wait.
Okay.
Well,
her thing of watching everything before rewatching the first season will really help with this one because it's been 2.5 years since it came out. So a rewatch of season 1 would not hurt you on this. I think Dave rewatched it too, didn't you, Dave?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure did.
Yes. So I might do that. I'm trying to think of. So she was The Acolyte.
Yeah, it's Star Wars,
and it's not even good Star Wars. I mean,
well, it is Star Wars, so I try not to bitch about it because it's Star Wars, but it's not their best Star Wars. But it is Star Wars.
Blue, she loves Star Wars, and she's like, I want to like it. She goes, I can't. She goes, there's just so many things in it that's like, come on, what are you doing?
Well, they are trying to check every freaking box.
Yeah. So we're watching it, but I'm definitely not a fan of it. I mean, it's sci-fi, but I know for her, she cringes after every episode. She's like, And then she gets a little bit mad when people are giving it like a 4 point whatever, and she's like, "It's not a 4 point." She goes, "Maybe it's a 6."
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's she just gets upset when people just slam it and
because it's got a black female lead actress that they just hate that shit. They just can't handle it.
We're pushing through it, but it's definitely not something. And then we actually didn't we talk about Presumed Innocent? Weren't some of you guys talking about that?
I haven't started it yet, and I'm not sure that I will.
Because she said, wasn't this a Mel Gibson when we were reading information about it today. She goes, "Wasn't that a Mel Gibson movie?" Or yeah, I was like, "I don't know. I mean, maybe
I
it
don't
was."
know.
So we haven't sat down and watched that.
I'm not a big drama guy, so
Yeah, well, we're getting, I mean, we have, depends on what, like in the mornings we're comedy, then we kind of watch the dramas in the evening. So we have our time, so we have to watch it.
Mirror Kingstown.
Yeah.
Are you into the latest episode?
Not the latest one. The first 2 seasons I watched all those, and I haven't. Near the end of the second season, it started to lose me a little bit. I don't remember what, something else came up, or we started watching something.
Well, the last season, the latest season that's coming out, you start to go rogue.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, I'll probably watch that. I'll probably roll in, and watch it. I don't think Blue will watch that because she had that during the first season. She was kind of like, it's not me. Gangs of Gallica. What the hell is that?
I've not even seen that one before. Oh, that's why it's Spanish language. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but on Telegram they have 2 apps out, and every time a new movie or a new TV show drops, they advertise it on Telegram.
Yeah, it depends on what rooms. Like some of those rooms will announce it. So it depends on. I don't know which room you're in that's announced, but there are a number of.
The one I got it's called movie releases and TV releases.
Yep. I think I was in that at one point. I think I left that one because it was so many. It's a lot of. They're giving you a lot of information.
A lot of info.
Yeah, so I think I left it because it was constantly clicking. Alone. Is there a new
there's a new season of Alone. There's 3 episodes in so far. It's great.
Oh, I love the reality stuff. I love that.
Speaking of reality stuff, Lizzie Musey from Street Outlaws fucking died today.
Who?
The pretty blonde girl from Street Outlaws.
Street Outlaws. It was they're drag racers.
Yeah, it was Kai Kelly's girlfriend. She also drove a race car. She died from breast cancer today.
Oh damn. Oof.
Oh yeah, Power Book 4
Ghost
has been canceled, eh?
Oh, I didn't know. I saw this Ghost that dropped. I've not watched any of the Powers.
I started to watch it, but I was doing a different watch order.
This one ends
chronological, and Aubyns told me not to do that, to watch it how the series is produced, so I have to go back and start over.
Yeah, but it's Power Book 2 Ghosts. This is the last season.
Let's see. Blamo says that he did say about the dark matter. He says he rewatched the Stargate again. That's another thing Blue does. She loves Stargate. She was actually watching Atlantis.
That's a great series. Stargate Atlantis is awesome.
Oh, we lost Todd?
Well, I guess we did.
Yeah.
So can we part it?
Dave?
What?
He's back. He's back.
I'm back on my. I got too many browsers going. I clicked back. Oops. That's okay.
We've never done that.
Professionals here. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we've.
That's all that I've been watching.
Yeah.
Really.
Trying to think of. I know Blue is real excited about Boy and the Huron. It's an anime. Yeah. She likes the company or the Studio Ghibli because she's like, oh, they do great stuff. So she's stoked about that.
Well, sounds like a big hash night if you're going to be watching it.
No, we got 2 TVs, so that's
Yeah.
you go ahead and go downstairs and watch it, or she'll be upstairs.
Go
and
watch
I'm
it.
downstairs.
Go watch it on your headset, honey.
Oh, I have been watching that Colin from Accounting, which it's a cute show, and the dog is funny in it, or not funny in it, but it's a cute dog, and it's a cute story. It's worth watching.
You know, I mean, I think you were there when I said what I had to do to that series.
No,
Because, well, I was asking Leon about it, because when you go before every episode, there's that big spiel about Aboriginal lands.
yeah,
So I said, Leon, that annoys the crap out of me. So I have edited out all that from all the episodes.
There's a few shows that in Australia that have that disclaimer on it, and I've noticed a couple from Canada that do as well. Like Big Brother does it every year, which got canceled. But they acknowledge the native people.
Yes,
Right.
yes, and the land you're on. We do every
Here in
every
America, we
meeting.
just took that shit and fuck them.
Every meeting or assembly or any kind of
Right.
gathering, they do land acknowledgement every time. And that was something when I came here. I was like, do we? And I didn't know if it was just a Canadian thing, but then Blue says, well, after they found all those the kids and
In cameras.
they started looking at, so they said they really impressed it. Plus there's a lot more, there's more indigenous people in a lot of the Canadian areas than in the US. You know, per capita in the US is pretty slim, so
Yeah. That's because those white boys just came over and just started fucking.
yeah. Breeding them out. Yeah.
What's her name? Gladstone, the one that played in the
Lily.
Yeah. Well, she came out with a movie. It's called Bones and something. It's about a residential school.
Oh.
Yeah, they
haven't watched that.
they had they got the bad end of the stick in Canada and in America.
Yeah.
We didn't do them right.
Yeah.
Well, right now, they're about 40 miles away from Ireland. They're investigating a residential school right now, see if what they can find.
Well, it seems to me that every time they find one of those, they find an unmarked cemetery in the back with about 50 to 100 kids in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You're given they were given a lot of liberties to be able to do what they wanted to at a lot of those schools, it seems like. So. All right. Well, we don't have. I'll go ahead and close this up because there's no need for us rattling on, and then you guys can get to us doing what you need to do. Anything, Roger? Anything you want to say before we head out of here?
No, thanks as always. I had a good time, and I'm looking for this next movie. Seems like it should be a good one, so maybe we'll all be all play on that one. Hopefully.
Yeah. Maybe.
With Ryan Reynolds, my kids had just finished a movie with him.
Yep.
Eddie, anything you want to say before we go?
No, great show. But no, okay, I'll leave it in there. I got something else.
I forgot something.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe because we never freaking say it.
Oh yeah, like, subscribe, and share. You do all three. Beachy.
Hopefully the script for If doesn't suck.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I liked it. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Let's see. Thanks for the show. Thank you, Leon. And again, thanks to everyone that joined us. And thoughts going out to Auburn, who is driving back home. So keep safe, and we will talk to him later in the week. Check out the UFC that's going to be on this weekend. It should be pretty good tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next week. Hey, happy July 1st for the Canadians. So happy July 1st, Independence Day for the Canadians. And happy July 4th for the Americans. So I got 2 holidays coming up this week. I get both. I get both.
Santiago, this panel would probably say NVIDIA Shield because that's what we all have.
Yeah. it's you know that there's going to be updates. It's going to be kept. It's support's there. So that's just our opinion. Hey, thanks for everyone watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. See you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.
Good job, boys.